Hey everybody, it is the Millennial Sage of Plastic, and I recently was at the Warhammer Tacoma Open and took part in the Underworlds Grand Clash tournament. So, what is the Warhammer Open if you don't know? It is a series of tournaments that are held across the country and even the world now. I think they're doing ones in Australia and there's ones in Canada. And they do tournaments for Kill Team, Blood Bowl, Underworlds, Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k, and even a narrative version of Warhammer 40k. And there's just hundreds of people there playing miniatures, and it is all put on by Games Workshop, and they have the store there where they sell literally everything, even Forge World products you can physically pick up and touch. So I signed up to do the Underworlds Grand Clash that had a possibility of, if you won, you would get a ticket to go to Warhammer Worlds in Atlanta. And did I win? No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. There's way better people there. I was woefully unprepared, I think, for this tournament. I maybe only played in about a dozen games of Underworlds before the tournament. I played more games at the tournament than I had running up to the tournament. And that was obvious my mistake. I needed to be more prepared and probably think more and do a different warband. What I played was Zicket's Tunnel Pack, which is a group of Skaven that came in the Emberguard box, and they were a ton of fun to paint, and you had to have them fully painted and based to be legal for the tournament, for any Warhammer official tournaments. I also had to bring all the things for playing the game, of course. In total, there were 14 people in the tournament. 4 of them were my friends that came along with me. We all went and did the tournament, did the same one together. So we were kind of in a bracket, more or less kind of competing against each other, knowing we were nowhere near going to win the thing outright. So by the end of day 1, after playing the tournament, I guess first I should say, how did the tournament win? It was 7 rounds. Each round you played 3 games of Underworlds, best 2 out of 3. So if you won 2, don't play the third. And we were using an app called BCP that did our pairings and stuff automatically for us, so we would know what table to sit at. So for the first game that I played against someone named Michael, who gave me some really cool taco socks, because we were playing in Tacoma, and that was really cool of him. He was giving socks to everybody that he played, and I was his first victim. I did terribly that first game, got pretty trounced, really got shown what really good players can do. I was definitely, kind of fish, a big pond. Second round, I won. I played 10 and I was able to win. In my third round, I lost again. I believe I ran that out. I ran that to 3 games, so it was a lose-win-lose. I was able to dig out a win in the third round. And then the fourth round, I was also able to win a second time that day. And at the end of that day, I was in 10th place out of 14. So I was doing pretty good. Then day 2. Day 2 of the tournament was only 3 rounds, and I got just steamrolled through. I don't know if I just got paired with some really good people. I did get paired with second place. I don't know why. He also did not know why, and it was a blowout. All I could do was get as many glory points as I could to try to make the gap as narrow as possible, and I could barely do that. But after that, it was just downhill. I lost all 6 of my games, losing all 3 rounds, and I ended up dropping down to 13th out of 14, which was a little disappointing. I was hoping I was going better. I was in 9th or 10th place by the end of day 1, so I was kind of hoping I was going to get better with my deck as I went, and I think I played just a lot of really good players that had really, really well constructed decks. I do know some of my flaws, how to make a slightly better deck, and how to maybe pick a different warband, or even how to use my warband a little bit better. The Skaven are squishy, and fighting against the Jaws of Itzel, which are just gigantic lizard folk, it was really rough at times. But in round 1 of day 1, my warband was chosen for showcase, which is the judges of your individual tournaments will go around and look at every one of your armies or warbands and pick the ones that they think exemplify the best paint jobs, and you get to be placed into the showcase, which you are then judged by 3 more judges, and they give you an actual score. How it was partially explained to me, because this is all new, is I get a certain amount of points, I think, just by entering showcase, and each judge can either give me a +5 or a 0 or a -5. So if I even get all 3 judges giving me -5s, I think I come out with just 50 points just for being chosen for showcase. And the best painted out of the showcase of our tournament would win best painted warband, and I believe got a ticket to the Atlanta Worlds. I'm not sure. Little spoiler, I didn't win that. I was one of 4 warbands that was chosen for the honor of showcase, and it's here. I'll also be putting up pictures here of just a bunch of stuff I took pictures of at showcase. There's an amazing amount of models, huge amount of talent, and it was just crazy to see what some people's boards and stuff that they had built. So I'll know that amount in a couple weeks of what my actual score was, and I am excited to know what I actually scored, but I am very happy to actually be chosen. It was nice being validated. Only really my small group of friends and those that aren't really in the hobby have looked at my models, and so they like, oh, these are really well painted. And I'm like, well, you've never seen really good painted models, so being judged by professionals and that are in the community and actually judge models was really cool. And on that side, I also entered 2 models into the open painting competition. There is 1 per day. You can enter 1 model, and they grade you on tiers. So you're either you're ungraded, your bronze tier, silver, or gold. And out of the golds, they choose one that was like the best painted for that day. So I put in 2 models up above and showing you, and as you can see, I did place bronze both times. So I placed, which was really cool. I don't know it just really shows, like, looking at what even like the silver was, and a bunch of other people that went bronze I thought were amazing paint jobs. Like the skill level between just moving up a rank to silver is crazy. It's an amazing amount, but this was more just graded not against each other, just on a checklist. Like, you got an A, you got a B, you got a C. But that was really cool that I could just enter that for free. Which, spending a ton of money at this thing, which is really, really easy, segueing directly into, what did I buy? Well, I bought a couple things. First thing I bought was they have these control point markers that are made of the same kind of material as a mouse pad, and they have a 3-inch radius, which just makes it easier to know what is being on the control point and what isn't. I also picked up the commemorative model for this year, which was a Skaven Claw Lord. There was another one, I just wasn't a gigantic fan of it. I really will only buy the model if I think it's cool. At some point I will probably paint that. I also got the endless spells for the Skaven. I finally saw them physically in the real world. I've never seen them anywhere. I would show you the box, but it's black. It has no art on it because they only sell it online. But I was super jazzed to be able to pick that up, so very, very happy. I also got the swag box. When you buy your ticket, you can get the standard swag box or the premium swag box. I regret not getting the premium swag box, and I will do it next year. But what came in the normal swag box? I got control point tokens, metal D6s. I think I got 4 packs of really cool stickers that I don't know what I'm gonna do with. I got this cool dice bag that's embossed with the, if you can kind of see, the logo for Warhammer. I got a notebook that's got, I believe it's Bellacore on it, and just this rad freaking bookmark. It's like a 16th inch of metal, and it's heavy. It is an incredibly heavy thing. And yeah, didn't buy a whole bunch. I think my friend group didn't buy a whole ton because I was a little broke. before I went to Worlds, or where I went to the Open, and just didn't have a ton of cash to also pay for parking and food for the day. So what did I learn from doing my first Warhammer Open tournament, and really first tournament ever? I got over a bit of an anxiety of doing tournaments. I'm always worried that I'm not going to know the rules good enough, and that the person I play is going to get frustrated and mad at me for some reason. That didn't happen at all. I don't know why. I always thought it was this just stupid, like weird little worry I always had, and got over that incredibly quickly. Everyone at the tournament is super nice and was very welcoming, and when I messed up a rule, everyone was forgetting some rule. You're thinking too hard and you're forgetting stuff. Some things I learned is to bring some sort of snack with you. The food at that event is expensive, and it is hard to actually have the time to go get food in between your rounds. So bringing like some sort of snack or granola bar or something in your bag, it'll be so much more helpful for me next year. Also bringing some kind of painkiller. By the end of day one, I nearly had a migraine at the end of day one, and even like when I woke up in the morning the next day, I still had a headache. It was crazy. So ibuprofen is helpful, and making sure I drank basically the entire time just to keep my throat wet, so because I kept talking and I wasn't going to wear out my voice, because a couple of my friends, their voices hurt at the end of the day, and I think they just weren't drinking a lot or just weren't used to talking that much. And being more prepared, I'm going to be more prepared next year, definitely playing more, understanding my army, and trying to hone a better, warband or deck or however it is for whatever game I'm in the tournament for. And I'm planning on doing more store events. I usually don't go off to the stores and play tournaments for the reasons I stated earlier, feeling weird playing with strangers or whatever, but now I'm over that. So I plan on maybe trying enjoying some local tournaments and stuff and local events to just get some more games in and be better at the gaming side of the hobby and not just the hobby side of it. But yeah, I think that's really my experience at Warhammer Open was really, really positive. Even when I was losing, some of the times that I lost, it was an incredibly fun way to lose, because it was just a full-on just fight to the end. And congrats to everyone that won, and to Ross, who got the best painted warband. Your warband was incredibly well done. I super enjoyed it. Kind of feel bad I never got to play you, but I was happy to hang out with you as much as you did with our group, and everyone else I played, just super awesome people. Yeah, I can't wait to maybe see some people next year and hopefully play them again. But yeah, until next time, keep freaking just keep hobbying, keep painting, keep building, and all that other stuff. Follow me on my other social media things, on my TikTok and my Instagram, and I'm on Blue Sky. And yeah, I think that's basically it. I'm gonna keep cleaning up and putting away all the stuff, because it is spread all over the place. Now that the whirlwind of tournament prep is over, I can put all this stuff away.